Are they just split off somewhere over here? And
Oh yeah, well here comes your main line here. And essentially this is the main water valve. This is where the pipes come in. This valve's got to be replaced. It's got a little bit of slow leaking going on there. Okay. The material themselves, the PEX themselves, the pipes should be shielded from sunlight because they get really brittle. And you could actually feel like they're getting a little brittle. So you want to shield them because if somebody comes along with an edger or something and Nick says you can easily start splashing water out. Okay, these hose bibs are the old ones. They don't work. They put 3 new ones with your new plumbing system when that was back in 05 or 06 or whatever it was. Okay, and that's what these are. So this one on the back, and then there's one on the other side by the air conditioner.
So you want to put like a cover on those and seal it? Not seal it, but you know, like seal the parts that are exposed.
You know the insulation that you put on the suction lines for the condenser units for AC, or you put around pipes in the attic? That's what you'd want to do, protect it from the light. Okay, the pipes are very flexible, so they're very...
any idea what that is?
No, I tried to find out. I thought it might have been the temperature and pressure release valve drain pipe for the water heater, but that terminates on the other side. I don't know where that came from or what it's for.
Okay.
No idea. Couldn't trace it because all you have here is a bedroom and then your bathroom. Well, your bathroom, I should say.
Yeah.
I don't know what they had in there. I'm wondering if they could have maybe done that bathroom before they repiped the house, and maybe they ran water somehow. Maybe they terminated that pipe. Maybe that could have been capping in here and running it outside. I don't know.
Maybe that was where the water was coming in at one point.
That's actually a better suggestion. That could have been the main line in. That they just cut it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what you have on your plumbing, and those pipes run through the attic. Okay, the panel there's no issues with. This square D panel, 150 amp. This looked good inside. Okay, took temperatures. Wires that they use to bring the power in are 2 watt. No surprises here.
Okay.
Look good. All the stuff outside that you see, this is the type of stuff that could cause problems with the structure over time. So when you ask me if there's any problems with the structure now, there's no visible evidence of it, but the conditions out here are conducive to structural problems. So that's why we bring it up to your attention. Everything else, a lot of what I saw here, you see yourself with your own eyes. And I don't think Renee was here when I told you, but the roof was done verifiable with a permit in 2008. All right, and everything about it is pretty good. In fact, they weren't required to re-nail the roof deck then, and they did. That's a benefit. That was not required when they did this roof.
Okay.
You know, so that's a benefit. Shape of the roof is a benefit. Things that are occurring, little things that you'll see, uneven concrete from tree roots or from erosion, like over here where there's a little bit of a trip going on. Just be aware of that for your little one, so that she knows what's going on. Okay, now we flip this back over to cool, just so you know. That noise that the compressor was making before, I don't hear it now.
Okay.
It might just be the fan that's on. Yeah. This must be just a reverse dryer vent. I don't know what they did. They got the vent on the inside. This we're going to recommend that you terminate. You need to have a cover on the clean out. But this whole thing was wrong for the washing machine. There's a right way to do the standpipe. You're going to relocate everything anyway, so none of this really makes a difference to you.
Yeah, they probably had to go through one of these walls, I guess. I'm sure how I'd get that back over here again, but figure it out.
Well, you think that they had it where you showed me before. It's possible. They might have plumbing still intact there.
Yeah.
You know, it might not be as far of a run as you think.
Okay.
You know, and open up some wall. That's a stucco crack, the settlement crack I told you about. You can see how thin that is. That's the pipe I said was the TPR drain pipe for the water heater.
Where is the drain pipe for the air conditioner blower unit?
Right here. That's how they did it back in the 90s. Same material and everything. When you redo, you're probably going to end up replacing your air conditioning, if I'm reading you right. And when you do, they're going to redo all that.
Well, they're not going to be able to run a new line all the way underneath the house, right?
Well, no, what they'll probably do is they'll see if it's actually working right, because you have some old water stains on the bottom of the air handler support. What most guys will do, let me show you, which would be really intelligent to prevent you from having to deal with that ever again. What most companies will do at this stage of the game is they'll run your condensation line out this way, straight out here. And they'll run it so you can see it and it's above ground and it doesn't get obstructed easily. And then they'll also put in like a float switch so things like that doesn't happen anymore, those little water stains that you see.
Yeah.
All right, but that's probably what will happen on the air conditioning. And if I were going to do it for my house, that's exactly what I would do. I would run it out here. In fact, you know, I almost forgot this is an outside wall. You might just be able to pop it right out there. So you really have two options.
Okay.
All right, inside, I have nothing really unusual about this except what they added. Okay, and the labeling is a little off. For example, where they have the 220 for the dryer on here, that's the one in the attic. That's not the one on the wall there.
Whatever's over there, which is probably this one.
It's
No.
this one, yes sir.
Which one? Yeah. They added that in and added in a couple, whatever.
Yeah, one of those is for that. And the other one is for this little hidden one right by you on the wall.
They just put a single,
There.
ran it for a single outlet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what they did with that.
All right.
Right. I don't really think that you have anything that's going to surprise you. You know, if you were buying your very first house, the conversation would be different. But knowing what you know and what your plans are, it's a solid house.
It's going to be a lot of work.
And have a lot, yeah. But you already saw what you saw, so. So my recommendations are simple. I mean, really, I think your pipes are fine. I'm going to turn you on to a class action suit for the manufacture of certain brass fittings for PEX pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those, let me show you, if you have it here. That's these guys right here.
Yeah.
Okay, some of them, not all of them, some of the manufacturers, the brass fittings were mixed wrong with the metal composition and they corrode from hard water. So enough consumers had problems that they filed this class action suit. So I'm going to give you the information for that so you have it. That's valuable because what they did with the other pipes that had the lawsuit was they set up a recovery fund for the people who had those pipes. And then when something happened, they went through the recovery fund to repipe their house. So you should follow what happens with that. Okay, there's no evidence that you have anything that remotely resembles what they're saying happens, but you know, it's worth the information for you to have
I
it.
don't really get what's going on here. There's so many pipes going in and out of these walls over here, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, one of them is here. And the other one is, remember, I don't remember where they ran the, I think they just terminated it. Because everything, I didn't want to pull on anything because I didn't want people flying out on us, but one of these here, this was probably the old refrigerator line, that's kind of the copper tubing.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
See back there. I don't know if it's coming out of the video.
yeah, it's hard to, you're gonna have to really just trace them all.
Watch your head.
You know what? What they did here is basically they split off for your washer. I mean, pretty much what was going on there because it got it.
These would be the main lines coming in and going back out, right? For the hot water.
Yeah.
All the rest of this is just stuff they scabbed into.
Yeah. So what they did was basically comes down, feeds the water heater, and feeds a cold water supply somewhere here for the washing machine. Then this one, they comes up, that's your hot water loop coming down, comes down for the hot water supply for the washing machine that they rigged.
And they stab something in and it goes back into the wall that way. Very well.
Well, this
No,
one's,
this-
that's actually the valve.
Okay.
That's that drain valve that comes outside the wall.
Yeah.
That's what that is. It's a, you know, it's a unique setup, the way they did it. But
Let's put it in nicely.
the pipes, the key is, your pipes are actually better than probably what was here, when it was the polybutylene or the copper.
Okay. All right. Any other surprises?
No, not really. I think you probably got the gist of it, but I did take a lot of photos, and I'm gonna have an afternoon of report ready to do, and I'll get it to you, and then once you read it, if you have a question, call me.
Do you see anything that looks like any major mold issues or anything?
No, I've got active moisture in 2 places. One of those places is in the hallway bathroom at the bottom right-hand side of the cabinet. That area has been wet recently. That's an area that's conducive to mold because it's wet now. And then in the master bathroom at the bottom of the wall behind the toilet is also wet now, next to the shower.
Okay.
So those are areas, if you're gonna redo them, you'll eliminate that.
Okay. All right.
So that's it, huh?
That's it, I think.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.